Do it live.
Make
Sister
sure your
Craig, live
chat's
stream?
open, Nigel and Omar. Just letting you know.
Absolutely. It's so open. My chats are open.
It says we are streaming live. So
What's up? What's up?
2, 3. Bam, 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 bam. Welcome to the Gumbo Podcast, season 1.5. And yes, we are live on YouTube for all of those folks that don't know. My name is Nigel Henderson, aka Nigel with the Knife. This is my co-host.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Omar, aka O Marvelous.
And our first season, we talked to a lot of talented, independent, trailblazing individuals, and one of them was Brandon Broussard. So thank you for joining us. But we have writer, director of TV and film, Brandon Broussard.
And also my co-host, Hennessy Black.
Bam.
Hennessy Black. I got.
They say if you're two-fisted, you can't touch your face.
Oh, shit.
There we go.
See, that is, man, there it is. There it is. What are you going to do? You got to stay safe.
And we're social distancing. We have some viewers already online with us right now. And they said don't drink it too much before they
drink too much. Oh,
just
no.
one shot. I can blame
that's like
Jamie
one of
said
my
I can blame
main
it on the
flaws.
alcohol if I say some ignorant shit. So,
man,
it is what it is. No,
some of these shows you could hear it. You could hear us towards the end. Just it's just
like, ooh, y'all
going down.
Y'all
like
definitely drank too much. What's going on?
All right,
I think it's
one
funny.
shot. I concur.
All right, my brothers, we are in the building, and you are in the hot seat once again. Last time we checked off, we got all the business. You were telling us about the projects you were working on, some of the projects that were in the pipeline that we couldn't really talk about, everything. I remember one project called, what was it, The Trap? Was it The Trap? It's a masterful work called The Trap that came out on Netflix. Yeah.
Has it? So hold on. The last time we talked, had it come out yet?
It hadn't come out yet.
I think it hadn't come out yet.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay.
And so The Trap, but also hashtag Reality High, I think was along the same time.
Mm-hmm.
No, Reality High had come out and
did it?
Reality High had come out. Yeah, because Reality High came out in 2017.
Okay.
Something
so
like
it's kind
that.
of a little bit towards the end.
Yeah.
And since then, you've had a lot of things going on. Obviously, we're in a different space now. We're doing this virtually, for one.
Right.
We're dealing with the COVID and whatnot. So we just wanted to check up with all of our past guests and kind of just get a beat, check and see what that pivot point is looking like in their industry. Also checking up and just seeing, how the hell are you doing?
I'm very healthy. I'm very good. I'm over here drinking White Rascal. We good.
White Rascal.
Right. My street is crazy. A lot of rascals on my street, but
where are you at?
I'm in downtown Los Angeles. Let's see if you can see. This is the beautiful thing about where we are, though.
Beautiful.
Yeah, craziness.
I got nice architecture to look at.
Yes, got nice architecture, but when you go out on those streets, it's a whole different thing.
It's Babylon.
Bro, it is Babylon and then some, man. I mean, I just hearing the shit that people are saying to each other out the window, it's insane.
Jesus Christ. Well, it's TV.
Oh, are people just yelling?
TV.
All the time. To themselves, to other people. They're fighting over street position about where they can sell their Cheetos and their meth-filled cigarettes.
Not the Cheetos.
Bro, hot Cheetos and meth. That's what's good in these
Cheetos
streets.
and meth downtown. Beware, everyone. Stay at home. Social distance, because you might see hot Cheetos and meth.
Over where I live, it's crazy with the parking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to find parking when everybody does their normal shit. But now that no one's going anywhere,
right?
I parked mine at my mom's neighbor's house. I was like, yo, can I just leave
my
car here?
People over here?
I'm not going anywhere, so.
Right.
They're still ticketing people in Inglewood.
Yeah, absolutely. For trash.
And so you know, well, it wasn't even trash. This was a street sweeping day, and they said that they wouldn't be ticketing people, but they're ticketing people, and then they're also giving bogus tickets. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you fight those tickets because they're gonna throw them out. But you have to fight them. If you don't fight them, you'll get more. You know,
That's ridiculous.
more. So, Brandon,
Yes.
what's been up, brother? What's been up in almost a year since the last
So
time
let's
we spoke?
see. The Trap came out.
Mhm.
It's, you know, it came out. It is I remember going on Twitter right after it came out, and I saw it was hilarious, bro. I mean, one of them I saw somebody took a picture of the screen and a whole boom mic was in a shot. So that was interesting.
That's
Okay.
not good.
You know, as a writer, you can't really control what ends up on the screen. You know, you
Yeah, I
write
mean,
script.
you weren't there like filming it and shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like you turned in the story and then they went ahead
Yeah.
and did everything else that everybody's seen.
It is what it is. But some people love it. I've had some people legit come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, you wrote The Trap. That shit's hilarious." So
Hey, take it, brother.
yeah, I will take it. I will take it, man. We do a little bit of everything. We've been really busy though. Murder Inc. has been mad busy, not with a C, with a K. Coronavirus.
For those that don't know, or for those that will be checking out your interview after this, can you tell them what Murder Inc. is?
So really super quick version of the story is that me and my two writing partners had worked together on Purple Stuff TV. We got hired to do a rewrite on a script for Lionsgate and Flavor Unit, Queen Latifah's company. They ended up being the perfect match. When we turned in the script that they needed rewritten in 10 days, the executive called the next day and said that we murdered the script. And so from then we were like, oh shit, we should call ourselves Murder Inc. So since then, we've gone on to have 3 movies produced: The Perfect Match, #Reality High on Netflix, The Trap. We have 2 other films, one with Universal Studios called Praise This, that was actually supposed to be in production right now and was slated to come out this year, September 25th. Don't know what's going to happen with that, but that's with Will Packer. I'm sure they're still going to make it, especially since it's kind of a feel-good movie. And then we have our other movie that is like really my baby, which is Black Don't Camp with Macro and New Line. That we're in the
Black
middle
Don't Camp.
And then we signed to
Black
APA.
Don't Camp.
Yeah, we signed to APA, which was huge. My whole production company, and I signed as a director. So
Congratulations.
Let's cheers for that. Boom.
Bing, bing.
Yes.
Yes.
Bing, bing, bing.
Yes. So super excited about that. I got the same agent as 50. And so we actually are doing some stuff with G Unit now. And
Get the
don't
strap.
tell them the name of our company. Yeah.
You got to make sure you ride in the bulletproof truck.
Is that part of it? Like now all of your posts have to say "get the strap" on it. Like,
is that what he
like,
said?
hey,
I don't even know.
I think I see him as like hashtag. You're gonna be like California poppy fields, like stars
Oh
app.
my God. Oh
stars
my God.
app power.
Oh, congratulations.
That's
brother.
big shit though. That's big things, man. I'm fucking proud of you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Did you have
man.
anything in the works that kind of got put on hold or anything like that? Did it?
Yes,
or put it
definitely.
on hold? Like,
I mean, Praise This was supposed to start shooting in April. And then I know it had gotten pushed to the summer, but it should have been like, they were in pre-production. Like Tina Gordon Chisholm, who's directing, you know, was posting their scouts and stuff on Instagram when they were going looking for locations. And clearly they have not gone into production yet. So that is held up. The other things though that weren't going into production, excuse me, sorry, the fucking beer. Other things that weren't going into production have actually picked up the pace because people aren't in production. Which means that agencies, studios, lawyers have way more time to work on our contracts and read our scripts and get notes back to us a lot faster than they normally would. And so for me, we've added 2-3 more projects to our slate. I just finished a new script. I'm writing another one, like all that. Oh, and I should say too, in the time we passed, I wrote and directed Run, and it went through the whole festival circuit, and it's on YouTube now. If anybody wants to see it.
Yeah, man, people should check that out.
Say it again one more time.
My short film Run. If you actually are on my Instagram or see my Instagram handle at Brandon Creative, I've got the link to the short on YouTube. So 10 minutes and 43 seconds.
It's a dope short. I don't want to give too much of background of it, but there's a mental health aspect in it.
I mean, the selling point though, this is fucked up, is that it's about my best friend who called me when I was in high school and said that there was somebody killing people on Morehouse's campus, and that there was a list of students and 6 of them had already been killed, and that he was next on the list. And so he was on the run for his life, and he had called me from his parents' closet back in Houston where he was hiding. And so I did like a short version of what that story was.
It's crazy. I showed a couple people the link that you sent me, and it's ridiculous. So definitely check that out. Run the short movie. Well, I saw a couple different hashtags. I also want to, give them the hashtag that's correct for it as well, just in case somebody's trying to browse or they're looking for it as well.
Oh yeah, if you put in hashtag run short film, that's usually what I've been using.
And then find out all the stuff. So dope. All right.
So what about? So my bad. I was just wondering. So what about now? Like as a writer, I mean, you're kind of used to essentially writing in your spot. You know what I mean? Creating, on your own or with your team, I should say. So are you guys doing like virtual, writing sessions and stuff?
Yeah. So we have like several meetings every day, just like general meetings with different production companies and stuff. Like this morning we had a meeting with the guy that produced Tag and a whole bunch of other films, like basically big feature comedy films with huge starring actors in that. Broken Record production company, I think it was. But anyway, we did a Zoom for that. And then we had another meeting about another script that was also a Zoom, like right after that with Revelations, which is Morgan Freeman's company. And then we actually met on Zoom for like 3 hours and went over some notes that we needed to do. But yeah, we've had like a virtual writer's room every day. And we just, because one of my partners has 2 kids, and he's having to do like daddy daycare at home, he can't work until 4 p.m. And so I work on my own stuff until 4, or we take meetings in that time too for like an hour or 30 minutes. And then we just work from 4 until every night.
Do you see, what do you see the trend being for, moving forward? Do you think a lot more people are going to be kind of doing the virtual writer's room?
No, definitely not. At first we were doing this shit and everybody was like, this shit is great. It's so efficient. I don't have to drive to your office. I get to do Donald Duck. I don't even have any pants on. And now everybody's like, fuck this shit. Like, I want to see you. Like, I don't want to look at a screen. I don't need to look at a screen anymore. I already looked at a screen all damn day writing scripts. And so now I've got to do my meetings on a screen too. Like, it's a lot. I'd much rather see people in. Yeah. I want to see y'all right now. I don't want to,
Yeah, fair enough. Like,
I want to be out in the streets doing hood rat things with my friends.
That's right.
Right. It's a different energy when you're actually in the room with somebody. It really is.
What do you think about?
It's great that this technology exists, but all that.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about like the content though that's going to come out? Do you think there's going to just be like a ton of like COVID movies that are like being written, or do you think people will like not really want to touch it because they're like, look, it was this. Do you know what I'm saying?
There's definitely going to be a ton of people writing their version of Quarantine that they think is brilliant. That they think is,
think is brilliant.
Quarantine Negroes. Quarantini. My story as a bartender. No, I think, people are definitely going to be writing their scripts. I think that there'll probably be a couple original ones that are really interesting. I had read about a dude in Canada who wrote one during quarantine and shot it, kind of about how Asian people were experiencing prejudice after Trump came out and called it the China virus, and how the lashing out that they've experienced, right? And so that's a movie that was already made. But I think that there'll be some interesting things. I think there'll be some shitty ones. I think there'll be some scripts that just stay on people's computers, like all this stuff. When Katrina happened, some people did stories about it that were really good. I think documentaries will be more interesting than anything. I think people might want to look back and see what actually was happening. Like even y'all's boy, Brian, I saw him do kind of a photo essay on Instagram of just going around the city shooting. And it was dope as hell. Like, I want that content. Like, I wanted to see that. I was like, oh, this is dope. And I shared it with a bunch of my friends. Like, this is really awesome.
There's a colleague of mine has been doing one in New Orleans as well. Just going around, not necessarily the same premise as Brian, but taking pictures of families on their porches and like kind of how they're dealing with it. I saw another artist by the name of Kermit Ruffin. He's been going like in random ass hours in the French Quarter, and he plays his horn walking down the thing. It just looks crazy, but it's really dope. A lot of people, it's an interesting place right now where people are expressing themselves creatively, and then also kind of getting out of their own funk, because it's kind of a
look. The real come up is to shoot the next 28 days later. I mean, you know, get out there on those freeways at a time when there are no cars coming and you got your end of the world movie. You can knock it out right now with no permits. I'm just saying. That's free.
I just watched that.
Go out.
I just watched that again. Like I seen that movie obviously, but man, right? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, let's get back to what'd you say to Black Don't Camp?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting away with that.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say
where did you get the motivation for this movie? It's crazy.
Nigel, the guy who organizes all of the campapaloozas that we go on, is highly offended.
Don't be offended.
I'm not offended. I'm not offended at all. I know exactly. I know I'm gonna be in this movie. I'm gonna be in this premiere, and I'm gonna watch and say, I know who he's talking about, right?
I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, if you haven't cast the Mexican guy that's hooked up with like the one like fucking sister, and then she shows up, and then they're like, "Oh, you brought this fool? Who brought Jose?" And I'm totally down. I mean, you can hit Michael Pena if you want. Like, I'm sure, but like, you know, if he doesn't hit you back, bro, I'm totally down.
I got you. I know where to find you. We good. No, man, it's exciting. This is, you know, we've made a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff that we've written, whether it was Perfect Match was a rewrite for somebody, even Reality High was Queen Latifah's company asking us to write a She's All That with a Black female lead. The Trap was a rewrite. Praise This was something that Will Packer was looking for, and we went in and pitched our version of what they were looking for. Black Don't Camp is our first spec script sale. It's our first, like, this is my voice, this is my world, this is the story that I want to tell. It's my version of Get Out. It's my Moonlight, you know, it's whatever.
Nice.
You know, as an artist, like what we really want to say and how we really want to sound. And so it's taken a little bit longer than I would like, but we are with the company we want to be with. We're with New Line, who did Conjuring, which did hundreds of millions of dollars in the box office and knows how to distribute a genre film. We're with Macro, who's made films that I love, you know, and it's a Black-owned company that Charles King, and they get my voice, you know, and Mark Wright, and not just my voice, I'm sorry, the voice of my team, Murder Inc. And so, you know, it's, like I said, it's taking a little bit longer, but all in God's time, like we're just pushing along. But I think that's going to be one of those moments. I think that movie's going to be an event, you know? And we have other dope shit going on too. But you were like, yes, Black Don't Camp is definitely inspired by our camping trips. Like, I literally saw Get Out in a theater and turned to my writing partner, Jenna, who loves horror, and was like, I've got one of these. And then I proceeded to tell her about how we went camping. It was actually two different trips. One was when I went camping the first time I ever went to Kern, which was like a year or two before Campapalooza, before I ever went for my birthday. I went with some other people that turned me on to it. And two girls, as we were riding down the river on our tubes, had on scarves. And just to protect their skin, because, you know, you're on the river for like 2 hours to get to the hot springs.
Yeah, you burn them.
So, bro,
we know.
Yeah. So you get to the hot springs, though, and the locals are trying to hit on our girls. And when they get rebuffed, they start questioning why they have on scarves. And is that a religious thing? And, you know, and so we start to get into a back and forth with them that has to be squashed. And the other one, obviously, when you and I were there and we had a conversation with the neighbors, and it just got real serious real quick. I'll just say that.
Well, in real life, it could have been a very hairy situation, but there was weapons, there was people, there was
there were weapons, there were people, there were Russians, there was just a lot.
There were Russians.
Russians.
I think there was some meth in the strobe light.
Probably.
But we're not gonna give them too much details about the project.
No, you're gonna have to save it for the film.
All right. We talked about some projects that you had in the past, and projects that you're working on now, and we kind of alluded a little bit to it. But what does that pivot in your industry look like right now? Like what is how are people kind of changing gears or kind of turning, making that change to figure all this craziness out?
This is kind of a boring answer, but I'm going to just tell you what people have told us. And that is that each studio is treating it differently, right? And so what we're doing on our end, we're still active as hell. Our agents, well, I can tell you what the logistics of it look like. Our agency, all of APA, is working from home. Like we call them on their cell phones. We're doing Zoom calls with them. They're setting up meetings for us just via email or whatever, right? Luckily, we already had the infrastructure for this to continue without missing a beat. And that's what's happened. And so we still have a ton of meetings every single week. Since we've been on quarantine, we had a movie over at Ivan Reitman, who does Ghostbusters. I mean, did Animal Farm, did Animal House, did like Disturbia, everything back in the day. The new Ghostbusters, like huge producer. So we have a movie with his company that's kind of like Goonies meets Real Genius called Teen Conference that takes place in Dubai. And we finished developing the project. We attached a director named Jake Karras, who's a huge feature film director, as well as directing like comedy specials for Ali Wong, Bill Burr, Hella TV, Parks and Rec.
Nice.
So we attached him all via Zoom. Never met this dude in person. And the same thing with our TV project with Confluential, which is the company that does Black Love on OWN. They're homies also. Tommy Oliver, Cody Oliver, Mel Jones is over there that did Burning Sands. But we've been meeting with them via Zoom, and we attached a director also like via Zoom. We attached Nzinga Stewart, who just directed Tall Girl for Netflix. She also directed Little Fires Everywhere, Scandal, Grey's Anatomy, some episodes of Black Monday, which is most important to me because what we wrote is a comedy. And Black Monday is hilarious to me on Showtime. And so
Don Cheadle, right?
Yeah, with Don Cheadle, Regina Hall. And so we attached this young woman, Black female director, to our TV show. And so we're still getting busy. Like, and not only that, like we've attached those directors and now the projects have gone out. Like we've committed off to the different studios that we wanted to partner with, to the different channels. I mean, I can't give too much of the game away, but basically imagine anything that you watch a program on that we think our show was good for, we've sent our shit to, and we're setting up meetings to pitch to them. And so like, to be honest, for us as writers, I feel like shit is moving even faster in some ways.
Right. Well, have you done one like a virtual pitch yet?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
do you find them less intimidating, more intimidating? Like
at first I didn't know what to expect, but me and my team are really like, we're like a comedy team. The three of us just fucking play off of each other. And I mean, I say that, and then I lead into a pitch where we did a pitch for Morgan Freeman's company. And we pitched the movie early in the morning to the assistant of the producer that attached us. And she's crying. And I'm like, yo, this lady's a kook. Like, I can't trust how she feels about this. She's not a good barometer for how this pitch is going to go. I know it's fucked up to say, but it's real.
Like,
blame it on the Henny Black. So we get to the pitch later with the actual president of Morgan Freeman's company and the director of development. And they start crying all on Zoom. And I'm like, oh, I'm tripping. Like, emotions are coming through, energy is coming through. Like, these people are still feeling, this story or whatever. And so, I mean, that really for us kind of kicked it off. We're like, oh, this is fun. This is good. We got this, So, nah, man, Zoom has been, like I said, I'd rather be in a room. If I had to compare it to like, when I've gone to Netflix or Lionsgate, I actually find it less nerve-wracking to do a Zoom.
Okay.
Probably because you have your own, your creature of comfort. Like, I have my coffee, I have my couch, like my dog is chilling at my feet, so all that.
I mean, do you think a lot of it has to do with the back and forth of like how here? What am I trying to say? Like the conversations are staggered on these Zoom calls, right? Because you're talking over each other or whatever. So I feel like you don't have that same feel. Like it's almost tactile, like where you can bounce ideas even faster because you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Like there's
In a
a certain level of
room-
eye connection. Like
Yeah, I think in a room we're better because there's a certain, like you said, there's just an energy and there's a quickness. You know, I mean, like no matter what, you're losing a step when you're on Zoom, especially when you're talking about comedy because so much is about timing. And so I
Right.
don't get to play off of my writing partners as much as I would in a room. But still, you get to have your script right in front of you because you've got your laptop and you're dealing with technology. And it's just, there's some things that just make it a little bit easier.
Like you can control a larger piece of the environment, but it's still a separation.
Yeah. It's a trate-off.
well,
Now, mind you,
and,
we still haven't gotten a check over quarantine for anything we've done. So
That's the other part, right? It's like, where's my stimuli? Where's my stimulus check?
yeah, universal.
well,
And my real stimulus check, the real check.
yes. I need to simulate the house. We like all that.
how's this for a
All I've been
segue?
buying is food.
I was like, how are you stimulating your mind outside of writing? Because I mean, writing and all of this is now work as much as you love it. Obviously, that's why you started doing it. But there's got to be something else that, you know, when you take a break from that to do other stuff that are keeping you busy or not you losing your mind.
I took this as a challenge to myself to finish some scripts that I had been talking about doing for like over a year. And I just was like, man, I want to like hustle. I want to come out of this shit with like several scripts under my arm. And so I just finished writing a feature version of the story. It's kind of like a Black Mirror-ish type movie. It's about a Black couple in the near future that are married but are disagreeing with each other. And they find out about a pill that allows them to switch consciousness with each other for a day. And so kind of like on some old Neuromancer sim shit where like you can see through somebody else's eyes. Like these two people actually get to experience each other's world, go to each other's jobs, and like really walk in each other's shoes literally for a day. There's a twist and they end up having to be in each other's bodies for a little bit longer. But it's a funny little movie. I finished that and I'm writing the feature version of Run. And then the feature version.
Nice. Okay.
I literally just started on that today. And then my fiance and I, like, we've gone to the poppy fields twice, which is hella cliche. I see everybody on Instagram doing it in LA.
You guys are those people, huh?
Y'all are the reason that they got shut down.
Exactly.
You guys are killing the poppies, right? You're killing all the plants. It's like, look at my selfie, but I'm killing all of this shit. It's never coming back. Thanks.
Have you made it to the beach to see the luminescent waves?
Oh, is there bioluminescence right now? I didn't.
Yeah, there's bioluminescence going on. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the nerdiest thing for me to say, but yeah. But no,
is there bioluminescence going on?
You know why though? It's because in our scripts, we often try to write our young characters as being interested in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And so in #RealityHigh, we made Keith Powers' character, even though he was a really fantastic Olympic level swimmer, we made him interested in I can't even think of the word, the fucking beer is messing me up, but in biology and marine biology. And so he takes his girl out to the ocean to show her that there's this certain time of year when they actually have bioluminescence, and you know, it's kind of a romantic moment. So that's why I was excited.
Man, go out there and get some romance.
Hey man,
get romantic.
It's happening, bro.
But I will say another couple of things we've done is I meditate, pray, and work out every morning. And me and Micah work out a lot together. Like the Nike training app has free programs for the premium, which is so clutch.
Last week.
Oh my God. I've definitely been icing my old ass knees.
Like,
yo, that little the Australian girl, yo, she kills us every time.
Is there anything on there by Billy Blanks?
Goodbye.
I'm a huge proponent. What about Sean T?
Hey, Kevin Hart and Serena Williams have a workout on there you can get into. So.
Really?
Damn.
they have a team workout for you and your girl or your man, whatever.
Well,
It's just her bench pressing him. She's like, this
so
fool weighs nothing.
Hey,
Bro,
man, she was definitely good at squatting.
So I've done the beginner workout, and I was like, okay, I could maybe intermediate, a little bit more intensity. I can do that. I can knock it out, no issue. Bro, I was sweating. I went and did it in the parking lot. I came back up into the apartment. Sandy was like, are you okay? I need my asthma pump. I can't breathe. My legs hurt.
No. Yo, that first time, my legs were killing me for 2 or 3 days. And then we do yoga as well. There's an app called Sanctuary that also, their premium yoga, which is like honestly going to your best yoga class. If you go to their library on their website, they have free like hour-long yoga classes that, you know, I mean, during this time, you gotta like, you know, me and my fiance are in an apartment in downtown Los Angeles. We're both working from home. It's been 45 days. So you got to have all the tools in your toolkit working.
Y'all haven't killed each other. That's a great thing.
Not even close. No killing each other, you know.
Yeah, it's a big test. Like my girlfriend Nadia and I, we're not fighting. We're chilling, man. It's like
eating and playing video games and smoking and everything and all that good stuff. So, okay, what have you been eating or cooking? Which been your like, a couple questions. What have you been cooking and eating? And then what has been your guilty pleasure through this part?
Oh, Micah has made batches of brownies maybe 3 times now, which we murder in like one night, maybe 2 nights at best. You can definitely see the stomach popping on those weeks. And Milano, like Pepperidge Farm cookies, the Milano joints. And there's another one that's like a sandwich. It starts with a B, like the bristle, something like that or whatever. They're like little crispy cookies with a slice of chocolate in between them. But anyway, the Milano cookies, guilty pleasure. We have been cooking, man, we've been eating pretty healthy a lot of nights. We have a farmer's market that is open in front of our apartment on Sundays. So we stock up on vegetables. We get the best eggs in the world because the eggs down there are just phenomenal, man. I mean, you haven't had an egg.
Fresh eggs are the best shit ever in life, bro.
What? Like literally for breakfast, I will fry an egg between 2 pieces of sourdough and a little bit of butter. Nothing else. I want a little salt and pepper, a little S&P. So
he's giving us his breakfast sandwich, his healthy breakfast sandwich.
Yo, take all notes. Day, every day. The salad with the lemon. I do a lemon thyme salad dressing that we got from Crossroads. It's pretty lemon thyme, shallots, a little white balsamic vinegar. Pretty gangster homemade dressing. But tonight I just made beef stroganoff, so a little bit of everything.
You fancy, brother. Most people are like, I'm been making hot dogs and shit, you know.
No, hell no. But we do worst cooch in the house. Last night we had some brats on some brioche buns with some
you got the delivery for like $70?
No, we made it ourselves. You can make a way better worst cooch with the Whole Foods.
I say that because I saw a meme the other day, and it says you get your charge for your food is $30.
Bro.
The service fee is like $2. The delivery fee is unknown, and then your bill is $100 afterwards.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
If you don't know how to cook right now, like you are dying or eating cereal every day. Yeah, man. No.
Well, are you cooking obviously like a lot more than you ever have before?
My fiance and I are cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like we almost never order out.
So how you feel about the dishes? Like I feel like it's nonstop dishes at my house. Yo, it's nonstop.
We lucked out and got a dishwasher recently.
Look at these hands.
Soft as eggs. No.
Look at these hands. They're ruined.
Lord,
you gotta use that palm olive. It's good, you know, soften your hands while you do dishes.
I only use Fabuloso for everything.
Oh wow.
That
would explain things.
That's why I'm not sick. I smell like lavender, but it's like lavender's coming out of my. Not gonna say
no, the dishes are insane, man. The dishwasher is constantly going. The washing machine is constantly going. Like I can't even imagine what our power bill is gonna be because now it's hot outside and the AC is going too. Like we got every machine going in the house. We got new air purifiers to make sure that our air is clean, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, you look like you've been maintaining. At least you know how to shave. I've been seeing some brothers out here looking like Booger Wolf. They got the beards and the
a public service announcement or a little plug for Andes. I have had my Andes Masters clippers since 1994. They work perfectly. Now the adjustable little arm doesn't work anymore. I got to push it up with my thumb, you know what I'm saying, on the back. But the clippers work fantastically like the day I bought them. Little WD-40. And then I also have some Andes edgers.
Wait, you don't have to put WD-40 on them. They have clipper oil.
It's way easier to use WD-40. It's got the little needle.
The WD-40 comes on your hair, bro. It leaks through.
I don't cut my hair with clippers.
I mean, whatever. Whatever.
Well, you see how much I
cut that's my the hair, secret. So that's the secret to my hair care is WD-40. Add WD-40.
Nigel wants you to put avocado oil because
the
smoking point is so much higher.
That's expensive.
500 degrees, baby. We get it. That new juvie.
Well, all right. Well, we're getting close to the end of this interview, brother. I want to thank you for jumping on with us. Real quick, can you give everyone all of the information to find out what's going on, Brandon wise?
Plug.
Yes.
Plug.
I mean, really, if you're on Instagram, go to @Brandon Creative with a Q. BRANDON QREATIVE on Instagram, because I usually post my work on there. I very rarely post like personal stuff on there anymore, but if you want to see my next movie or whatever we're working on, if we're on set on something, I post it on there, or we post it on Murder Inc. LLC on Instagram. But mostly just go to Brandon Creative. That's how you can see
Look at it closely when you look for it. Look at it closely.
So @Brandon Creative, watch Run, it's gangster.
And then what? There's currently you have projects that are on Netflix right now. So
you can go on. Look, I love #RealityHigh. It is a little high school movie, but it was fun. It's got two black leads. It launched this is per Ian Brook, the executive at Netflix. It helped launch their YA craze that led to all those other films that they make over there. It kind of messed us up because we weren't writing more YA stuff. So we went back and they were like, no, thank you. But yeah, #RealityHigh is on Netflix. I think Perfect Match is actually playing on BET. And Praise This will actually be coming out in theaters. Probably not till next year now. And Black Don't Camp will also be a theatrical release in 2021. So,
man, nothing but big things, bro.
Man, it's popping. We're trying. Committed with Confluential, Teen Conference with Montecito Pictures, Flying Lessons with Morgan Freeman's company, and on and on and on, man. We are hustling.
Okay.
Man.
As you should.
Yeah. Hopefully the next time you guys talk to me, I'm working on directing my first feature, which will be Switches or Run. I'll have
if you answer the call.
Yeah,
I'm always here. I'm always here.
I don't know who you guys are. Like,
no,
cook, right?
never that. Y'all
right? I said you cook, right?
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this was the first episode of season 1.5 of the Gumbo Podcast. Thank you again, Brandon, for joining us. Thanks again for all the folks that joined us on YouTube. We're going to make sure we cheers real quick.
Yeah. Hey, remember, if you're two-fisted, you can't touch your face.
That's right.
Can't touch your face.
Get into
Can't touch your face. All right, make sure you follow the Gumbo Podcast on Apple Podcasts, and then also make sure you follow us on YouTube at the Gumbo Pot TV. We'll be doing these episodes all the time. Holla!
It's been real. Thank you, guys.
Later, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sure.